Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Hannah here from CosyCaitlin. This week I thought that as soon as we're now in the beginning of March, I would do my January and February favourites. I obviously didn't do a favourites in January. I kind of thought I didn't have that much to talk about then, and I sometimes think it's better to kind of get a couple of months in one go. So I thought I would just do it all today, so I'm doing 2 months worth. And to be honest, there isn't that much for me to talk about. I haven't tried loads of new things. However, hopefully in my next few favourites, I will have a few more things to talk about because I have got some new products and things to start trying. But for now, I'm just going to go through the things that I've been using really regularly and really enjoyed using in the last 2 months. So I'll start off with my beauty favourites. There is only 2 of these things, one of which has been mentioned a lot, so I will start with that one. And that is my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Now this is one of the regular lipsticks, and it's in Hepburn Honey, which is a nude. It's such a pretty nude. I don't know if that'll show up, but it's such a lovely brown nude, which I really like. It goes really well with my skin tone and my colouring, my hair and everything like that. I find that true nudes and pinky nudes sometimes look a little bit funny on me. So this is perfect. I bought this when I went to London at the back end of December as a little pre-Christmas treat for myself, and I've worn it so much. I absolutely love it. The formula on these lipsticks is so lovely. You feel like you're putting something really nourishing on your lips. The colour payoff is really nice. Obviously the colour itself is lovely, and I think I've mentioned this before with Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. They smell really good. It smells like chocolate, kind of. I think that everybody needs a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in their life. I have 2. I have this and I have Glastonbury. This one gets a lot more wear, and I do think that I'm going to be going on and purchasing a few more of these in different shades because they're just lovely lipsticks to wear. I've also just realised I have no lipstick on for this video, so bear with me 2 moments while I pop some of this on. There we go, I have some lipstick on now. You might be able to see that it's gone a little bit darker on my lips, but as I say, it's just a really nice nude. You probably might even not be able to tell. But yeah, I really like it. So my next favourite is something that I think is just a staple in most people's makeup. And I've heard it mentioned a few times. I never really thought much of it. And then I went to London in beginning of February. I went into MAC and had a look at the eye colours and things. And I saw this one and I was like, that's actually such a beautiful colour. And I was kicking myself for not buying it there and then. However, I went on eBay just to kind of see, because I wanted to try it out before I bought a full price one for myself. And eBay is such a good place to go for people selling secondhand makeup. You've got to double check and make sure that it is completely right. It is still the brand and all that kind of thing. But if you find a genuine seller, you can get some really good makeup deals. So it is the MAC Woodwinked eyeshadow. Now, this is a staple for Zoe Sugg and Tanya Burr, I believe. And I just kind of wanted to try it out. I've just stuck my finger in it. Oh, well that's annoying. Anyway, this is what colour it is. It's a little bit, it's that kind of brown colour, not that one. The light outside is just showing it a really funny colour. But basically it's a shimmery brown colour. It's really, really nice. Basically I just put this on as a basic eyeshadow. I don't have it on today, but I have been wearing it for work or if we're going out for a meal and I can't be bothered to do a full eye. I just kind of chuck some of this on, and it does work really nicely as your base colour and then different colours in your crease. It's just such a nice eyeshadow. It goes on really well. It blends out really nicely. The only thing I've noticed is the lasting power. However, I do have quite oily eyelids, so I think that might just be me rather than the product itself. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I'm so glad that I finally bought one. I do think that this is one that I'm going to be repurchasing when it runs out, and I might even buy it for friends as well, just so that they've got it because it's so good. So now on to skincare. I've got 2 face products to talk about. The first one is a super duper affordable one, which is the Superdrug Vitamin E Skincare Nourishing Night Cream. This, I think, is £2.99 in Superdrug, and it is, how much of it do you get? It's 100ml, so it's in this big pot, and it's so lovely, especially for the price. It's such a lovely thick cream, but when you put it on your skin, it like dissolves in really quickly. I have been favouring this over one of my high-end nighttime skincare products at the moment. I've been having a new type of facial. I've had 2 now, and it is quite a harsh facial. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. I kind of want to see how it goes on, and whether it actually does help my skin, and then may possibly talk about it. But because it's such a harsh facial, I can't use products afterwards that have like a scent or anything in them, or like essential oils, all that kind of stuff. So I went back to this, which I used about a year and a half ago, and then I just kind of stored it away just in case I needed it again, and I'm so glad that I did. This is such a light cream. It's got no like harsh things in it, so it's so nice for your skin after you've had like facials and things. It does moisturise your skin really well, it sinks in really quickly, it feels really nourishing, and you don't feel like you're clogging your skin up either. So yeah, I really like this, and for £2.99 it is so worth having it, even if it's a backup in case you run out of your normal skincare. For £2.99 it is so good. Also linked with the facials I've been having, because they are so harsh, I do need to start wearing an SPF during the day. I probably should have been doing this anyway, just because, I mean, you should be wearing an SPF every day anyway. But I kind of just always thought that because my BB cream or foundations and things had SPF in, I didn't need to put something else on. However, I've just been taking extra precautions with this facial, and I've been using a facial SPF as well. And what I have been using is the Decleor Paris SPF 30 Aroma Sun Expert. So it's this little kind of pinky red tube. You get 50ml in this, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you realise you're using it on your face, it lasts ages. This is the facial sunscreen that I used when I was on holiday in Florida last year. I was using like regular SPF sun cream on my body, and then I was using this on my face twice a day. Probably should have been doing it more again, but it worked for me, you know, it wasn't too bad. So now using this again, it's nice because it reminds me of my holiday, because I put it on every day on holiday. So it's lovely because it just kind of takes me back, and it makes me think I'm going out into sunnier climates, which when you live in Yorkshire is a nice wishful thought. So yeah, I do really like this. It smells really good because it smells like holidays. It is quite a thick consistency, but it's not too bad once it's on your skin. You don't feel like it's clogging anything up, or you've got like a really thick layer of anything on. It does just go on really nicely. And yeah, SPF 30, which then with my foundations over the top, which are like SPF 15, I think, I get a pretty good coverage. I should really be topping this up during the day, but obviously when you've got it under your makeup, you just don't. It's just how things go. So yeah, I do really like this. And then the last skincare product I have is like a body product, and it is the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula with vitamin E, which is the fragrance-free version. This is the slightly larger one, so this is the 250ml. The reason I have been using this, I haven't been using it all over my body. I actually got 2 new tattoos in February, and Palmer's Cocoa Butter is one of the things that they recommend to use on a fresh tattoo to kind of help the healing process. I was never told this with my older tattoos. I always used Bepanthen, which you look stupid going into a store to buy nappy cream when it's just you anyway. And it doesn't have a nice smell. You don't feel like you're getting kind of all the moisture from it, anything like that. So when they recommended cocoa butter to me this time, I just went straight to the shop and bought some. I love Palmer's products anyway. I think they smell amazing. They're really moisturising and nourishing. So to put this on like a tattoo that's healing, it's really nice, and I have noticed that my tattoos are healing better. I'm not a very fast healer as it is anyway with piercings, tattoos. Even if I like graze myself, I heal really slowly. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting like the most moisture in there and looking after it the best I can. Now the last thing that I have to show you to talk about is a book favourite, and this is, I'm going to say it wrong, I'm really sorry. I want to say Giovanna. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm going to say it. Giovanna Fletcher, and it's the Billy and Me book. Now I'm not sure why this was brought to my attention. It kept coming up in my Amazon kind of recommended for me section. I buy most of my books from Amazon, and I was just needing a new book to read basically. It sounded like a nice story on the back, and I just thought I'd give it a go. I wasn't really drawn to it. Now I just want there to be like an entire series of these books. It was such a lovely read. From like start to finish, I just wanted to keep reading it. I read on a night before I go to bed, and I was having to go to bed earlier so that I could read more. And then I'd like come home from work and just be like, can I go upstairs and read? Can I do that? It's just such a lovely book. It's a lovely story. There's little side stories in there which are also just lovely. It made me cry, which I was not expecting at all. Up until like the second that it made me cry, I was not expecting to cry. And it's just such like a heartwarming book. It's just, oh, it's just such a lovely book. If you do like reading and you like kind of love story novels, that kind of thing, you definitely need to read this book. It's just lovely. And I really like Giovanna's writing style. I think it was just such a lovely writing style. It made you fall in love with all of the characters, no matter like how big or small they were in the book. So I'm actually going to be buying quite a few more of her books this weekend as well. But this is definitely one of my favourite things that I have read so far this year. So then for things that I can't show you, TV series wise, I have been loving, and it's such a guilty pleasure, it always has been, and it's the Teen Mum 2 TV show. The new series started a few weeks ago, so I have been loving kind of coming home from work and watching that on my lunch. No one else in my house will watch it, so I do have to watch it on my own. But I've really been enjoying it, this series. I'm not going to lie, there is a couple of mums that I have to kind of fast forward through, but I have just really been enjoying watching it, this series. There's been quite a few different things that have happened, so that's been quite good. Also with the TV, I mean, we don't really watch that many TV shows, but I am very happy that the Big Bang Theory new series has started, and also Gogglebox. We've only watched one of each of those, so I can't really put them as a favourite, but they are some of my favourite TV shows, and I'm very happy that they are back on TV. So yeah, if you don't watch any of those, possibly go check them out. They are all very different. I know that Teen Mum 2 isn't for everybody, neither is Big Bang Theory, and some people get really annoyed by Gogglebox. But, you know, if any of those sound interesting to you, definitely go check them out. I love them all. And music-wise this year, I have been obsessed with Ed Sheeran's new music. Now, as I'm filming this, I'm actually waiting for his new album to come in the post. I'm really hoping that it arrives before I have to leave, because I really want to put it in my car. But the 3 songs that he has released so far this year, kind of up until his album release, I've just been loving. I've been playing them really loud, singing along to them. I know the words already. And yeah, I think he's been a favourite for most people for quite a while, and especially now with this little comeback this year. So yeah, but he's always worth a mention. And I've also really been enjoying Rag and Bone Man, which, I mean, he's been doing pretty well as well. His album sales went really like high and everything. So I do think a lot of people know about him, but his song Humans has been around for a few months, and I've just been really enjoying it. Whenever it comes on the radio or the TV, we always turn it up and have a bit of a sing-along, and I do think that his album is going to be one thing that I'd buy kind of in this coming month. So yeah, they're the musicians that I've been loving. And that is it for my favourites for January and February. Again, there's not that much to talk about, but it's just the things that I've been loving. Some months you have more than others. But I do feel like I've had quite a good mix this month, which is, you know, it's good. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you have been loving these few months, and whether you think there's anything that I need to try based on anything I've been liking, or just generally if you think there's something that I need to try that I may like. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. All of my links are down below for social media, so Twitter, Instagram, my blog, all that kind of thing. So if you're not already, go and connect with me on there. I do like follow back and everything like that. And yeah, I will see you next week with another video. Have a lovely week. Bye.